Hello and welcome to EmpowerHer Play Podcast. I have with me today Shafia and Salma, who will introduce themselves in a moment. My name is Yashmin Haroon and I am Chair and Founder of Muslimah Sports Association. Salma?
Hi, I'm Salma. I am Office Manager for Muslimah Sports Association. And that's it for now.
Shafs?
Hi, I'm Shafia. I'm a volunteer at MSA and I'm a mum.
Cool.
That's it.
So today we're going to talk about International Women's Day. And there's been some controversy around the meaning of that international, whether we should mark it, whether it needs to be getting rid of. What do you both think about that?
I think at the moment we need a day to celebrate. My 9-year-old daughter's come home and she said, Mum, there's one teacher who said every day should be international. You get those comments, which is absolutely fine. And I said it is that we need to celebrate every day, but the reality is we won't and we don't. And I think it's just the time to reflect and look back. And I think it's more of a historical journey, I guess, rather than this commercial day of celebrating and buying all your women flowers and all of that stuff. I think we need to be careful of the commercial side of things.
Yeah, I think it does become really overwhelming because there's so many events that happen around International Women's Day, and then there's so many panel talk discussions and events that you really want to go to, and it seems really good to highlight different women across different sectors, but sometimes it can become overwhelming. And there's people that would say, oh, why don't we have an International Men's Day? Well, until we are equal to your platform, hopefully we don't need to have any more International Women's Day in the future. So Shafs, I know for you, your mum was a big role model.
Yes.
And just tell us a little bit about why.
My mum was very kind, very humble.
Nothing like you did.
I'm strong.
You are
brave,
you are.
take after my dad. No, I am nothing like my mum, actually. My sister is. And she brought Islam in a beautiful way, that, we started to love Islam in that way. And in a way that, I find that my mum can be like a person to really celebrate International Women's Day. She brought out that kind of vibe out, It wasn't something, you can, I don't know how to put it, anything judgmental or anything like that. Just to love being a woman, being a mum is every day, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Shaf's mum, my hufu.
Shafs is what?
My cousin. She's my
cousin.
yeah.
Your older cousin?
My older cousin.
How much older?
How much older?
We'll reveal later, I think.
Let's not go there,
But
Shafs.
my hufu, and I think she was second mum to us. And in a lot of ways, the characteristics my mum didn't have, my hufu had.
I think my mum was a revert, as you both know. She was Hindu before, and when she met my dad, she became a Muslim. And I think for me, it was that she epitomized what a Muslim woman should be in terms of she learnt the Quran. She actually learnt Bengali as well. She learnt how to cook Bengali food. And she went on to Hajj and everything. She did, she was very committed to Islam. And I think that's something that will always inspire me.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah.
Like a role model for me. And I think moms are so underrated sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The amount of things that we need to do. And we have Mother's Day, but I don't know, that's become commercial now as well,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
A bit too much, isn't it? A bit too much.
Yeah.
And even the things you buy and all of that stuff, it's like, how many mugs do you need with mum on it? It's that kind of thing. But I think, definitely. And I think International Women's Day is a different way of celebrating.
Yeah.
It is a different way of celebrating. And it's celebrating all those strengths in them. Like when I talk about Shaf's mum and my mum, total opposites, but their strengths were, and it shapes who we are today as well.
And I think it's also important to celebrate International Women's Day because I think the younger generation forget the struggles that women have had.
Yeah.
I think I was talking to somebody the other day about football and how I played football growing up, but she wasn't allowed to play football. She didn't play football until she went to university because their school didn't offer it. It was seen as very much a man's game.
Yeah.
And there are so many stories like that. Like football just wasn't for them. They weren't given that opportunity. Whereas now there's football in probably most schools. Girls can readily go and find a team to play with. And that's really good that the dial has shifted and there's more opportunities for them. But I think we can't forget the women that have brought us here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it has become a little bit like my daughter came home yesterday and she was like, I said to her, so what is it about? What is it about? What is International Women's Day? Oh, the women couldn't back then and they can now. And that was it. And I don't think, I don't know if it's an age thing or it's the way it's just brushed over in school because it's another tick box. And I just felt like the passion it wasn't there.
Yeah.
And this is why when you say, I know you've been on lots of panels, this week's been a crazy week for you. those are the conversations that our children need to hear. Those are the ones, especially our girls need to, and actually our boys as well.
Yes,
the
I was gonna
boys
come
need
to
to
that.
realize that their life went on in one way, but it wasn't the same for their sister or their mother and so
Like
on.
for me, what I'm doing through MSA now, sports, leading a walk, even like, exercising, whatever we're doing through MSA, my son is inspired.
Yeah.
And, it's meant, like we say that it's a message to young girls or, women. But it's my son.
Exactly.
I'm his role model to see that a woman, a mum, is doing what he has in his head that a man should be doing.
Yeah.
So,
that's really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Shaf.
so you know what? I'm
Absolutely.
so proud that I am doing that with him. And he's at age now where he's understanding the strength of it as well. And, I feel happy, really happy about it. So thank you, Yash.
Yeah. But do you think it
Yes.
should be celebrated, or like, is it going to
No.
be something that's always going to be celebrated? How long do you predict International Women's Day being a big deal, or is it going to frazzle
Until
away?
the message, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. I
To
think
get to
until we
everybody.
get equal, right?
Yeah, equal.
Yeah.
But that's where the problem
And
was
that's
from
going
day
to be a
one.
long time, but still
Yeah.
a long way off.
Very long way,
I mean,
That's it.
you talk about intersectionality there. So not all women face the same challenges. So us Muslim women will face a different challenge from, say, a Sikh woman, or even a Bengali woman will face a different challenge from a Pakistani woman, even though they're both Muslim. So in that intersectionality piece is so important. And I don't think we're ever going to get there. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't see in my lifetime that we're ever going to get
That's
that
it.
equality that we were looking for.
Yeah, and I think, conversations need to be different in the sense, like, I was saying, my daughter came back and she's like, women couldn't vote, they couldn't work, they couldn't be authors of a book, for example. But actually, those inequalities still exist, don't they? Because when you go into workplace and the pay is different, or even, I was doing a study recently about women accessing the NHS.
Yeah.
And how it is different, and especially if you're a woman of colour. So there's still things happening which I wasn't even aware of, because I've always gone and, alhamdulillah, I've had good experiences with my hospital and so on. But to think actually I wasn't maybe priority, or my waiting was a little bit longer, is worrying, isn't
But
it?
you know what? You saying that, we have come far though. Because you said that, back in those days, women couldn't vote. We
Yeah,
are voting
yeah.
now. We are getting there.
Yeah.
So maybe, you never know.
Yeah, but this
Might
is
get
it.
to see
Sometimes we see those big steps, but we forget that there's still big
Yeah, of
steps to
course.
go, isn't
Of
it?
course,
This
yeah.
is it.
Oh,
Like, it's
inshallah.
almost like this attitude of we've got to be grateful because, we can
Yes.
vote now, even though some of us choose not to. We heard about that, Shaf. But this is it, isn't it? But yeah, I think we're so grateful sometimes that we forget that it's not about being grateful, that we should have been entitled to that in the beginning.
Exactly.
We should have been,
Yeah.
why do we have to fight for that right,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's too much emphasis on achievement for women. So when you do achieve something, it has to be this great hoo-ha sort of thing, celebration. You don't celebrate every man who's achieving everything.
Yeah.
So why are you celebrating every woman? I think until we start having those conversations, and it is inclusive conversations, then I think International Women's Day has a purpose, and it does need to serve its purpose and probably carry on for a long time. But there's just this, like, I don't know what it is. I think it's just, for me, just because you're a woman and you've done something, we shouldn't be making, I don't know. I don't know.
I think
if
you've
that's
seen
wrong
it
or
in a
right.
very different light of where you stand, and with MSA and being on panels and keynote speakers and stuff. It's quite different,
Different,
isn't it,
yeah.
for you?
Yeah, maybe.
But at the same time, I'm looking at that, and like, I know your week this week has been event after event. And I think when we do the events outside of this week, sometimes they're more impactful.
Yeah.
So that really helps, because actually for us, through MSA, we know that every month we're celebrating our achievements and realizing that we're breaking barriers and and that kind of stuff. So there is that element of it as well. I don't think it should be just celebrated now and then the rest of the year we don't talk about it
I
at
think
all.
that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
that's it.
We focus so much on that day or week.
Yeah.
We forget about the rest of the year, and it's almost like we're achieving something every day that should be spoken about or have at least spotlighted on.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think it's impacting the men?
I think some men are open to the conversation and they want to learn more about the challenges. I don't know, Shaf, if you feel the same way, but at these events, it's still predominantly women. But it's not the women that need to hear it. It's the men that need to hear it and
Yes.
celebrate with us. And we need that allyship. And it's really important that we have that to move forward.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, I think the past couple of years, 2 events I went to where it was a man who wished me Happy International Women's Day. And I loved that. I was like, oh, that is so nice, because we all came in and we didn't even acknowledge the day. And it was actually a guy who came in and went, today's International Women's Day, guys, like Happy Women's Day. And I thought, that's really nice. And I think that change needs to happen. He wasn't Asian.
Okay, we've got Ramadan coming up. So I'm going to talk about Ramadan food, right? So we're all from Bengali backgrounds.
Yes.
Do you say Fotabala or Seri?
Fotabala.
So it started off...
I'm not talking to you now. You call Bota something else as well.
Do I dare to say?
What do you call it?
Khoru.
So everyone's celebrating birthday parties and Shaf's having a khoru party. Okay.
Where the hell did Koro come from?
I don't know.
I've never heard that in any Bengali conversation. And I don't speak that much Bengali.
I just
know,
picked
but...
as I went along.
I don't think we ever said Fota Bella
No, Fotabala.
or Bala
To me?
or Bad. I don't know. It was always
Did she
Fota.
even do Fota?
It
no,
was
she
Fota.
did,
It
yeah.
was Fota.
She know.
We called it Fota, and then it became Sehri because we had a lot of Pakistani people in our community, so it became Sehri. And now it's Suhoor, so I call it Suhoor in my household.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
So we have evolved.
We're involved.
And what would be your prime sort of food? Your what is the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, well, for Fota Bala.
No, for
But even
iftar.
Fota Bala, let's start with Fota Bala.
Okay,
Yeah,
Fota
Fota
Bala.
Bala.
Oh my God, you're
So
gonna
when
have
it
a
was
heart
called
attack.
Fota Bala, it was the sticky rice.
Yes.
It
That
was
was
the mango.
My dad used to have like 7-course meals.
Oh yeah. But
Yes, of course.
Mum would make us have meat before you could have the sweet food, because the meat is the stuff that's gonna, the good
you
stuff,
going.
keep you going.
Yeah.
And it was like she used to make kima bora.
Yes.
And she used to put so much ginger and garlic in it. Oh, and the breath that you carried. It was bad. It was bad.
But nowadays, children are just having cereal.
Yes.
Oh, I don't have anything
I
but
have cereal.
toast.
Toast.
Shut up.
I've evolved.
You have?
I've evolved.
Do you even call yourself Bengali anymore?
I don't know.
She's the young one. Yeah, she's a young one.
Do you guys have rice for fota?
Man.
Yes, of course we do.
And not this time.
With the
though.
mango, the cream, you name it.
If I don't have mango and cream, and you ask my husband this, I'm on the virtual crying.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so before these mangoes that we get now didn't exist as well, isn't it? Like they weren't readily available. Not in
But
the,
the cream's not available
it was the
anymore
tin,
now.
wasn't
No,
it?
I
Yeah.
got the cream the other day.
Did you?
though.
In the tin.
Yeah. No,
It is
not
in a tin.
No,
Oh.
it's not in the tin. It's in the carton.
Oh, show me now.
But there was a cream in the tin. That was the
Wasn't
good
that
stuff.
just Nestle, whatever it's
It was
called?
it
No,
was
but
a
it was
solid,
small tin. Yeah, it was a
Wasn't
that
that
tin.
condensed milk?
I don't know.
No,
It was-
that wasn't condensed milk.
I don't know.
No,
No, it wasn't. It was
the
solid.
I've
cream.
heard about this. I've never seen it.
It was
we
the
just
best
That was
thing.
kind of-
Nothing beats that. Nothing beats that.
That we had to have. We even wash our plates, yeah, to get that cream. Because if you can't mix it with the curries, can you?
No.
Oh no, we used to have it on the same plate.
Yeah, no.
And then you have an aftertaste of moshla.
That's disgusting.
Oh, there were
And do you
7
remember-
of us
no, but do you
crammed
remember-
around the table. I couldn't get out most of the time, so you just
Oh, she was big. She was big. She liked that milk. When you boil the
the
milk.
skin of the milk.
Really?
My
What do
mum
they call
used
it?
to
What do you
make
call
a
it?
whole
For?
jar. What do you
Hor or for?
I'm not saying any words now.
it called?
Hor or for?
What the hell?
Hor, isn't it? Hor, wasn't it called?
For?
Hold is a bit
Hold.
puffing, though, isn't it?
But it was my hufo would have, because she'd boil her milk a lot and then
Yes.
get a thick layer of
It's
the...
like a little,
I know
like
what
a
you're
yogurt
talking
thing. But I don't know
about.
what's it. We used
Oh,
to
I
say
don't know
for.
what it's called. Isn't it just?
And my mum
piss
used to
milk?
leave it for her in, literally put her in a cup, big mug for her, and she used to
Yeah.
come and eat that.
Was
that's the
you a
best.
little?
And there was
bit
an
of a child?
not little bit,
Not little bit.
not little bit. You got to see her pictures.
I was
she
a
like the-
nice round ball.
Literally a small snowman.
Yeah, I was very fair.
Snowman.
Yeah,
And fair.
I was fair. I was round. I think when the skin has to stretch that much,
you
you
literally
lose your
have it-
pigmentation.
I need to show you the picture.
involved.
Yeah.
And they had the typical,
Yeah.
the jet black
Yeah.
bob cut with the fringe.
That's it.
That was me. I'll bring pictures next.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Muslimah Sports Association, where empowerment and sportsmanship meet for Muslim women. Dive into our world of sports, tailored exclusively for you. From the exhilarating teamwork of football and the strategic plays of netball to the challenging strokes of dragon boat racing and the precision of fencing, whether you're looking to find your strength in wellness classes or experience the thrill of the NFL, we've got it all. Join a community where faith meets fitness courage and camaraderie, the Muslimah Sports Association, where every Muslim woman discovers her champion within. Visit us today and kickstart your journey to greatness. Your sport, your sisterhood, your strength. Join MSA's 10-year anniversary on Friday the 10th of May at the Coliseum Banqueting Suite, Ilford, for an evening of fun, food and entertainment as we celebrate the legacy of Muslim women in sports. For tickets and more information, click on the link below. If you'd like to sponsor, please get in touch on the link in the description. We look forward to seeing you there.
So I'm going to carry on the theme of traditions, Bengali traditions especially, during Ramadan. So what are your fondest memories and what kind of traditions did you and your family have growing up?
So one of the things, like the house would look different. Like, you know what it is. And bless our older generation, they actually used to clean the house, wash the curtains, all of that kind of stuff. Prayer mats.
Kind of our sort of like Christmas or New Year equivalent,
yeah,
right?
exactly. So they made it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't do it as half as much as what our mums did. But one of the things I always remember in any kind of spiritual time is agarbatti.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't just me.
No, it was.
There was this, and it was always
thing.
winter, wasn't it? So you walk in and you can't see through the house anyway. You've got the 40-watt light bulbs, right? So you can't see anyway. And then everything's a bit smoky.
Yeah.
And amongst the smoke, and then we had fireplaces, real fire.
Oh, yeah, yes.
You know, so there's that warm crispiness.
Yeah.
And then through the smoke, you just see your mum dressed in her white namaz sari. Do you guys have that?
Yeah. And the kitchen was all smoky with the whole pakora and frying up and things like that.
The smells
The
smells of
We'll
food.
start cooking. Like now,
Hours.
if we're cooking dinner, right, we'll start an hour before.
Yeah.
Iftar, you start cooking like after Zohar,
Yeah.
right?
No, but that I suppose it's a big family as well. I don't know if
That's
It's
true.
benefit for small families because you have to stagger it all out, isn't it? So your fried stuff have to be warm
Yes.
at iftar
Oh,
time.
that, yes.
So you start your khichdi. Right. So
Yeah.
do you have khichdi?
Yes.
What do you call it? Khichdi or?
So we
Kisuri.
call it kisuri, but my family have it yellow, bright yellow,
Yeah.
and my in-laws have it white.
And some people have a ginger and in
So
the...
how do you make your khichdi?
Well, I'll have the yellow one.
With
you?
dal.
Yes, with
And
the
do you
dal.
put haldi in it?
I'll put haldi in it,
Okay.
but I add anything else like, ginger or anything.
you
No,
not?
nothing else.
Oh.
Are you sure it tastes nice?
But my
what-
cooking, I don't want to comment.
We call it zao, isn't it? The white one.
Yes.
Yeah. So we call it zao.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't think I was brought up in a proper Bengali family then.
No,
No,
I
I
think we were the odd
No, I
ones
think
out.
everybody's different. You can't really...
I love that she says everybody's different. We were
But
odd.
then with her saying a different word for butter, I'm not going
Yeah.
to trust what she says.
Now, that's me. I must have picked up from somewhere. But then again, I remember my mum saying it.
Yeah, I
actually.
remember your mum saying it.
Yeah.
No, so for us, khichdi is my mum would make it with methi leaves and then white with a little bit of dal in it. No haldi, just salt. And then at the end, and an onion.
Yeah.
and
Did you have
at the
ghee
end-
at the end?
At the end, ghee, ginger, and
Oh,
fried
ginger
onion.
as well.
that's
Wow.
interesting.
That must have
Yeah.
been...
And it's
But that's the
so
one my
nice.
mum would make when we were ill.
Ew.
That was
But then
zao.
without the
Do you have
methi.
zao then?
I don't know what the hell
Oh,
that
That
is.
is
Okay.
exactly the way you cook your kisuri.
That's
But
how we had our
the
khichdi.
fresh methi, we will use it on our sana. The fresh methi. Like how they use it on the mocktails or whatever they
Okay.
call it.
I don't know. I never seen fresh methi. I don't even know what fresh
No,
methi
we had it
looks
in the
like.
garden. My mum loved that.
Okay. I know the little methi
No,
seed
we had the
things.
fresh
No, you
leaves.
get dried leaves in a box.
I did not
Methi
know that.
leaves.
Okay.
Yeah, so you put it in meat curry as well. It tastes so
No,
nice.
yeah, that's nice.
Oh, I've never
That's
done
nice.
that.
I like it
What
when
colour
they
is it?
Green.
Oh.
dried
It's
green.
leaves,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I know, but bay leaves are not green, are they, when they're dried? Bay leaves
Okay,
look weird.
Sal.
Don't
Science
bay leaves
teacher.
have like a weird kind of... They look grey to me.
All right, great.
Sage.
I thought I knew used to, but I don't.
No,
I know nothing about
There's
you.
a lot to learn.
Yeah.
You're weird. You're just blatantly weird.
Definitely. What's your fondest...
Oh,
because
so,
it's different for you guys, isn't it? Because maybe your mum didn't have the same...
Yeah. So So fota was 7-course meal for my dad, and we had to have mangoes and cream.
What about,
and
sorry, I'm
rice.
cutting you there. What about maspidan?
And maspidan.
Maspidan.
That's the
It
main.
had to be a maspidan.
Yeah. Yes.
So I've carried on
So they
tradition.
woke up at 2 o'clock as well to
Yeah.
now make fresh food.
Fresh
put
rice
the
as
rice
well.
on because no rice cookers back then.
microwave, no microwave.
Oh, no
rice.
microwave, no rice cooker.
No.
Yeah, it had to
Yeah.
be fresh rice. And then at iftar time, khasa chana.
and
yes, I remember that. My
peeling
mum used to have
them.
the little, with the ginger, the
The
raw,
ginger and Morris.
yes.
And don't you have
Like
to peel
chilies?
them like one at a time or something?
What?
Don't you peel them?
No,
Do you
you
peel
get
it?
in a bag, man. What are you talking
People
about?
peel them. They get sana and then they soak it and they
Who's
peel
got
it.
time for that in this
Oh,
day
I
and
know
age?
people who do
Oh,
that.
back then they did, I think.
Yeah, I think they did it back then.
Back then they did.
Oh, maybe they did. Maybe
Yeah.
they did.
Remember the
Maybe you
time they
didn't get
used
it
to
in
soak
packets.
the chickpeas in the middle of the night?
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Iftar?
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
chore.
but do you have white chana or black
For me
chana?
now it's the tins, okay? I
same.
am
I'm a
literally,
tin.
yeah.
Yeah,
I like the
but-
black one and the white one.
Okay, I only have the white one. I don't
We
like
have
the
white.
brown.
Sometimes
I
I
like the
throw
black
in a
one
few
too.
black.
Do you?
Don't want to be racist in my household. We're all inclusive there. We're all inclusive. Oh, I know. So many things. I think we take a lot of cheats now, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of
And there's
cheats.
another thing about Ramadan.
It's not cheats.
It's making
It's
life
just making
easier.
life easier.
Easier, yeah. And with Ramadan, in the last 10 days, is meant to be the most important days in our family. Once coming towards the 10 days, they're already, not bothered. Meaning, like, come
Oh,
home from the
tired.
mountain tired. No, they don't like all this practicing. It's just, you know what, like, here now we are reminded 10
Who are
days.
you
of
talking about, Sha?
my dad and my brother.
Well, they were tired,
I know
man.
they were.
Yeah, after
They were.
20, you're tired.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
And I think the emphasis was
wasn't
different.
the last 10 days. Before there
It was
wasn't
just
an emphasis.
Shataisha.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
No, they went too
Made it
much.
to 27th
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
where all this 21 and 25 came from afterwards, but yeah, it was always the 27th night.
yeah.
So yeah.
But I think we understand now. I think it's just the lack of knowledge back then, isn't it?
And
we
back then,
understand now.
iftar used to be at 4 o'clock. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Towards the 10 days, they used to come home and then they have to have another meal at 8
I
o'clock.
was gonna say
and then
that, and then I thought, you guys might give my family nozol.
No, mashallah, yeah. But it was at 4 iftar. Come on, you got to have your dinner by 8 and then fotabala. I don't
It
know.
was several dinners,
Several
Chef.
dinners,
That's
I
the
know.
problem.
And there
It
was a lot of cooking.
Several
Yeah.
dinners we had
Yeah, my God,
afterwards.
my poor mum.
I know. Oh, wow.
I can't remember if we had dinner again. I think my dad must have.
No,
but
I'm
we
sure he
didn't.
did. I'm
We
sure he
all
because if it was
did,
iftar
man.
at 4, trust me, they'd have dinner.
Yeah, because
That's why there was a lot.
4 was like a lunchtime
Yes.
to them,
Yeah,
isn't it?
literally.
So it's just
So you're going to
basically
be having
the
dinner
lunch.
this year, Chef?
I love to have my rice. Yes, I will.
But you'll have your rice at iftar time?
I do.
Or will you have
I do.
iftar and then your
No,
rice?
some days we have the iftar made. Don't worry, we do it. But some days I prefer my
Yellow
rice.
khichdi.
Yellow khichdi. But some days I prefer my rice, especially in those long days at 9 o'clock iftar. It was, why not have the rice? Why do you want to go and ruin your gut with oily stuff and things? Nice to go straight
Fair
to rice.
enough.
So do you
I
do
like
all
it,
your
Zoe.
samosas? Oh, okay, samosas, right?
Yep.
Ninja or whatever it's called, air fryer or fried.
So we've only just bought an air fryer like last week. So if we do, it's good. This is going to be the first time I use an air fryer.
Samosa has to be fried.
Isn't
Yeah.
it?
It has to be
I'm going to do a
fried.
trial.
The
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
point of having a samosa is to feel
Crisp.
fat and greasy.
Chair and founder of MSA.
It's the only time I will have 20 samosas in my iftar.
Oh.
Is in
But do you think it's
Ramadan.
changing though? Or we still got those habits? Because I feel like I've changed a lot.
generations have changed.
Yeah. I'm quite mindful about iftars now and
Yeah.
trying to adopt.
Last iftar, I was very good. I made only small portions, what was going to finish, and what was, I didn't want to carry anything over. Before, there's a lot of iftar left, and you're thinking, what the hell am I going to do?
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
refry
You can't-
stuff.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
So, this time we were very mindful about what we were making and if it was going to finish off, and a little bit more healthier. I did have fruit on the table.
Wow.
On the table?
Yes, and the
Did it go
fruit.
beyond the table?
It did.
This time, try opening with a yogurt. Yes. Gets rid of the headaches.
Oh.
And it does work. Because, us Bengalis, we think, oh my God, we haven't eaten for a whole year. Scoffing.
Yeah. Coconut water is another good one.
Yes, coconut water.
is
Yeah,
really,
a lot of
really
coconut
good.
water.
Yeah, really
So
good.
that's a really good one. What about MS and keeping fit? Obviously, MSA
Yes.
won't be delivering its activities face to face. But how do we keep fit during Ramadan?
I'd say walking. I think walking is the easiest form of exercise. So if you can't do anything else, just walk and maybe slow it
Those
down.
light
Yeah, make it
warm-ups
lighter.
as well,
Do
yeah.
longer but slower.
Yeah.
Just get those steps in. ditch the car, try and do some walking.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely the easiest one. But most of our activities as well, like I was speaking to some of the other coaches and stuff, they were saying you can adapt things. You can adapt things so that you're not thirsty. The only issue is thirst, isn't it?
yeah.
You're not going to get hungry.
I was going to say that,
It's
yeah.
about thirst. So if you are an active person, don't undo everything by taking a 30-day break. I don't think that's
Now, if they
good
got
for you.
health issues, obviously they know their body, they know what to do. Don't overdo it. But walking is a must.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
And
your
I think
own pace.
Hydration during those eating
yeah.
hours
Yes.
is important.
Important, yeah.
But it's also about listening to your body, not overdoing it. But there's such an emphasis on spirituality that we think we have to forget everything else.
Yeah.
I think health is part of that, because if you're not staying healthy and fit, then you won't have that concentration to do your
I think we
reading.
discussed this in book club where we're covering the book 99 Names of Allah, and one of them is about he gives us a shifa, I think it was, and health.
Yeah.
And actually without health we can't do
anything.
spirituality.
Yeah.
When you're not well, you can't stand in prayer. You can't spend the hours and the nights doing all of that. So actually your health physically and mentally plays a part in your spiritual health as well.
Yeah,
So
and I think
Definitely.
there's an emphasis on sports and staying healthy, not sports, but staying healthy within our religion. But it seems to be only applied to men.
Yeah.
And that mindset needs to change.
Yes.
Like women also need to, we're the leaders, head of the family, basically, right? In terms of looking after the children, cooking the food, going, to work.
School
and everything
runs
like
and
that.
shopping.
But do you
everything's
not
on
think
us.
women just need the smallest excuse to stop?
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
what
they
it
do.
is.
Yeah.
So it's Ramadan, I
Yeah.
can't do it.
Yeah.
It's iftar time, I can't do
But
it.
it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to stop there.
it
You can
doesn't need to
stand
stop.
while you're cooking. Just do the squats there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do the warm ups, whatever.
Exactly. Now everything's readily available online.
Yes.
Do yoga,
Literally,
do
yeah.
Pilates. There's so much you can do even at home.
Yeah.
But we just need the smallest excuse to say we can't do it right
I
now.
think being in a group activity does help, because you get
Yes, it
that
does.
sort of encouragement to go and carry on. And sometimes at home, doing it yourself is
Yes.
just a different
Yeah.
sense of
Yeah.
motivation, isn't that
Absolutely.
needed? You need this boost to do it. And whilst you're fasting, it's even more of an excuse to
Yeah.
say, oh no, I've got to do my reading and then I've got to start cooking.
Yeah.
And we just use it as an excuse to not do anything then.
That's it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think we must. We need
What
to.
do you do, chefs?
For me,
Just
during
go up and
Ramadan.
down your stairs?
Yeah, those stairs kill me. And they're quite a bit upstairs,
Is that walking or falling?
Do you want to tell us about your trip?
Do I need to? I give the pleasure of Sal.
I don't know. Let me go through my notebook of Shafia's story.
Shafi's falling story, should we say?
Shafia's falling stories.
Chefs, many trips.
Many trips, yeah.
No, I like that one.
Many trips, yeah.
We could have a book on that.
I think so. The fall. I'll tell you about one of them. When she fell over air.
It wasn't air.
You sent a voice note and that just killed me.
Exactly.
You know what? You guys can't see what I saw. Even Shaf can't see what
Could you not
happened.
rewind and just take video?
I wish I
Normally she's
could.
with her phone ready. That time she wasn't.
You're lucky she wasn't.
I went from like a Bambi. It was a delicate.
It was vertical, horizontal, and there was a bang that went
I
with
was
it.
in pain.
And, I don't know how the
Next
grass
year I'm
can
gonna-
say bang. Like that's like. I felt sad. I
And
actually
all
felt
I'm
sad
gonna say,
because I
Sal's
thought.
laugh says it all, and
I
you
thought
can
my
just picture
poor
it.
old cousin, can you imagine her bones and all of that? And her falling
Hello, this
over.
old person's bone is strong, okay?
It must have hurt though.
It did. Next day I couldn't
She
get
had
up.
bruises.
I had bruises. I don't know how I felt. It's
Yeah,
just
we don't
too
know how
bad.
you felt either. Yeah, so that was that. So just be careful in Ramadan. A little bit extra careful,
Okay.
Shaf, not to fall over.
and
okay.
do wear your glasses if you need to.
Yeah.
They're only for reading, yes?
Oh, okay. I'll stand corrected.
What do you do, Yash? Then are you going to do anything during Ramadan? I know you got your treadmill recently.
Yes.
Is it recent or you've had it
No,
for a
it's
while?
not recent, love. It's not recent. It's been there for a while.
Oh, no.
It's just not used. It looks very, very new.
Okay, but that's something you could easily incorporate in your day.
I have to. I have to start looking after myself. And I was on a panel the other day, and one of the speakers, Leanne, said, we have to invest in ourselves. And I just looked at myself and I thought, I have not invested in myself whilst trying to go MSA and try to do the many other things that I'm trying to do. So I do need to take that step back and sort of look after
Yes.
my own health now, because I do have health issues. And I think that's really important. The whole point of me starting MSA was as a preventative measure for women. it was too often that we were saying, oh, I need to now exercise because I've got diabetes. I now need to exercise because I've got high blood pressure.
Yes.
But it should be something that's ingrained in everyday life.
But how do you feel when you're sitting on these panels saying, this is what we should be doing, blah, blah? Do you not just feel like an absolute hypocrite, imposter syndrome, the whole lot, isn't it? But there is that element, because there's certain things that I don't
you
do.
did do it
I
just
feel
now.
like I need to explain myself as to the meds I've put on my weight. The fact that I've now got all these other conditions has put on my weight. Believe me, I wasn't this weight before. I was really, really like underweight. Actually, my brothers used to always have a go at me and say, if you don't eat more, I'm going to put you in hospital. They're going to feed you through a drip. And now it's like, can you stop eating? I'm like, I don't eat. I seriously do not eat. It's just all my meds and everything. And the condition that I have has just increased my weight. And it's really difficult.
And
now
then it's
to
a
take
vicious
off.
cycle.
Yeah.
It's a vicious cycle, because then that all stops you from doing the activities and
if
so
you
on.
do
No, but
too
you did
much,
play
the pain
football
hurts.
before, didn't you?
I used to play football. I was a 100-meter runner.
Yeah, there
I
you
was
go.
I was into athletics. I used to be hockey captain, rounders captain.
Wow.
You know, I did every single sport that I was given an opportunity to play. I would be doing it, and then I was captain for it as well. So I was really, really sporty. And then sort of like as the health sort of deteriorated, and I was just concentrating. And I started basketball because I wanted to get back into
Playing,
and getting healthy again. And then I tore my freaking ligaments, didn't I? So I couldn't carry on with that. And, you know, so it just, you're right. I use it as an excuse to not do anything. And I think I need to change that.
I think we all do, isn't it, on some level.
You want to make that change, and you will, I think, inshallah. Because, you know, you had it before, you can do it again, I think, inshallah.
And I think one of the common things we always talk about is this idea of we are getting things that bit younger. We're getting all the illnesses that our parents, you know, alhamdulillah, didn't get until they were 70, even diabetes and stuff.
Yeah.
It was, you hit 60, 70 and you got diabetes. Now I've got friends who are in their 30s with diabetes. And, you know, and you kind of think these are preventable diseases, isn't
But
it?
do you think that's a lifestyle change as well?
Yes,
because there's so
absolutely.
many restaurants available now. We're like, we're not cooking at home. Let's go and get takeout.
Exactly.
And I think in our parents' days, it was like,
Oh, we never
Oh
had
my
takeout.
God.
We
Did
had
you guys-
chips
Takeout
every
was
Sunday, and that was
rare.
making from the fresh potato.
Oh, yeah.
I used to take for 11 of us. By the time he came to me, I'm like, evening. I'm like, Mum, where's
so small.
so she was neglected. That's why she's small.
Well, hello, triplets.
Oh.
My parents had triplets.
Yeah, after Shav came the triplets.
After Shav? Oh,
so
Then
yeah.
they had
later.
their three favourite ones at the beginning, You
Yeah.
had the two sons, you had the daughter, then came Shav, and then came triplets. So
Please,
Shav
I was
the middle.
No, I'm my dad's favourite, okay? No, but that is, it could have been.
Yeah.
Looking after three babies and then,
Yeah.
you know, another one. And even my oldest wasn't much
But this is it, you
difference.
know, where we say we've become the lazy generation. My Hufu had all reason to be lazy. She could have said, I've just had triplets. I'm not cooking. Go
Yeah.
get takeout. Do you know what I mean? And she didn't.
Yeah.
Yet she still made the chips. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
we got to have
it
chips.
wasn't, I know. Did you guys eat out?
No, the only thing that we did sneakily while my dad was working was
Not
have
McDonald's.
Chow Mein. Chow Mein and curry sauce.
Oh.
Because there was a Chinese takeaway
What's
that was
Chow Mein?
Chow Mein noodles, man.
Oh, Chow Mein. You said...
Do you say that differently as well?
We say Chow Mein, innit?
Chow Mein.
Yeah.
I was like, do I not know what this is? Chow Mein.
Chow Mein?
Isn't it Chow Mein?
I just call it Chow Mein. So that's what we used to have, curry sauce and noodles.
Well, that's quite good though for back then, isn't it?
And then a Turkish opened, doner kebab, and my dad discovered doner kebab.
Oh, no, I love doner kebab.
And they had this like chutney with it, tomato
You got to have the
chutney
right,
with chili.
yeah. You got the right sauce for the doner kebab.
Yeah, that was nice. But then on the service station, when we used to go to see our cousins, we'd go to the Little Chef. Do you remember Little Chef?
Yeah.
Bread and butter and milk. That's what my dad used to order.
Your dad was cool, man. We never gone on.
We're lucky we got the crisp. No,
But to be fair, my dad had a culture of every Friday he'd bring fish and
Yes.
chips. Every Friday, right?
had
And then
that.
I was born, because I was born a little bit later. And I was born and I didn't know the difference between Monday, Tuesday and Friday, right? So every day I'd be like, Dad, what did you bring? And so he stopped bringing fish and chips and he used to buy me sweets every day. My siblings hate me
Spoiled.
for it. Yeah, they hate me for it. They're like,
baby.
fish and chips, stop, because you wanted sweets every day. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but look how you ended up. You were round. So,
Can you imagine fish and chips on top of that?
So mine was chips and curry sauce.
Oh.
So that we used to live in a flats in the Ashton in Manchester, and there was a chips and curry sauce shop.
I've
downstairs.
never
handy.
tried curry
And
sauce.
on the way
Haven't
from
you?
nursery,
No.
Not even
chips and
McDonald's
curry
curry sauce. Not that we're allowed. The McDonald's curry. I know.
sauce. Yeah, rubbish.
I know they are, but that was.
Oh, I've never tried curry sauce. Like, I think it's a generational thing. Those born in like the 70s and
No, it's a
beyond.
northern thing. Chips and
No,
curry sauce.
but like I think my sibling, my husband, they've all tried curry sauce, chips and curry sauce.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I've never tried chips and curry sauce.
No, that was back
I'm
in.
increasingly getting weirder and weirder. Gosh.
She's the weird one in our family. Oh, bless.
So what would your message be for Ramadan?
I know we've talked about chips and curry sauce and kebabs and all the rest of it, and everything in moderation. And I think we are a generation, guys, where we're making change. Let's make those changes. Let's put the healthy foods in. Let's be that change for our children and for the future. Let's keep up the physical activity as well.
And
Yes.
chefs?
Yes, similar to what Sal, just keep yourself healthy, eat healthy, and just look after yourself.
Yeah, I
And wait, before I do say that, I don't have McDonald's, by the way.
We're boycotting McDonald's.
Yes, we don't have McDonald's.
No, and for me, it is about, I love samosas. That is my weakness. But I will be having smaller portions of samosas.
That's not going to stop, though, is it?
Are the
You've gotta have
not gonna
samosas,
stop. I
are
can't
the
stop.
samosas getting smaller or just having less of them?
Are they meat ones, though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, smaller then.
No, they're not small. I didn't make them small this time. But I
fewer.
will have fewer.
Okay,
But yes,
inshallah.
moderation and everything.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if we do all of that, then we are, able to do better.
Better,
ibadah,
inshallah, yeah.
Thanks for watching the EmpowerHer Play podcast. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share across our social media platforms. And it's available on all podcast platforms to listen to. See you next time.